What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of YOOHOO with Tom Zappia here. Me, comedian, entrepreneur. Just kidding, not really. New podcast, Conspiracy Theory Adjacent. This is episode 2 of my good friend Shank Kumar, comedian in New York City. Thank you guys for joining us. Please like, subscribe, all that gay shit, which I'm probably going to cut out because I hate when people say that. Welcome to the show. YOOHOO! Kind of talk about it and pitch me on it, but also be funny at the same time. What do you have to bring to the table? I mean, right now is like an insane time. I feel like there's so much stuff happening.
Yeah, there's so much. Like, it's not like I don't think conspiracy theories exist right now because there's just so many things that are happening, and so it's just news. It's not a theory anymore. You know what I mean? I think the Epstein thing blew the lid off. Like, 'cause Epstein was a huge conspiracy theory for a long time, and it's true. I mean, this Puffy thing. like Puffy thing was a conspiracy that we all knew, like just sexapades by black males, you know, in Hollywood. But is this Kirkland, by the way?
Yeah.
Did you do a Costco because my people are cheap, or
Mike, who runs here the studio, I think may have purchased from Costco. I honestly did not grow up on Costco.
You did?
The Shank's from LA.
Did you have fun?
Costco out there? That's like a national thing.
Oh yeah, it's a national thing.
We had Sam's Club, which I think is.
Oh yeah, I guess we got Sam's Club too. Yeah.
Oh really? Yeah, it's basically it's the same thing.
I think the difference. I think East Asians like Sam's Club, and I think South Asians like Costco.
Really?
Because we can't really shop in the same place. We just have different requirements. Also, hygiene issues. It's just a whole thing because it's like meat and you know it's anyways.
Yeah, and we always had all the families in my neighborhood who had like 58 kids because you had to shop.
Because you're Italian, you have to have 58 kids.
Yeah, like I only had me and my sister, but everyone who shopped in bulk.
You're a bad Italian.
You go to
Catholic
Costco because you can buy in bulk. But my dad was a ShopRite guy.
ShopRite.
You guys, we definitely ShopRite's Northeast.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have that.
It's only like in 4 states.
Yeah, didn't have that in LA. We have Ralph's. Which is awesome. Ralph's is nice.
And
Ralph's got fancy lately.
I heard Ralph's is fancy, and I heard there's like this super fancy one, Air One or something.
I've never heard of
Air One.
We have like Pavilions and Ralph's. Ralph's, with inflation, Ralph's has become like the new whole. Like it's just, it's like it's gone up in class of how expensive Ralph's is.
We had.
I saw Jay Leno at Ralph's one time, like in Burbank, and I was kind of like, wow, like you like really drove to a grocery store in a Porsche to pick up fucking shitty groceries.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's shopping there. Like a zillionaire.
I don't know. Cheap, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Speaking of Jay Leno, apparently he might not be alive anymore, and this might be a holographic Jay Leno. But
what?
He was in a fire. Remember when he caught on fire like last year, or 2 years ago?
Yeah, but what's a hologram? See, this is
dude, it's like the Tupac hologram. People think Tupac's still alive.
But Tupac is alive.
Oh,
obviously.
There we go. Is that your theory that you're bringing to the table?
No, it's not a theory. It's the truth, and this is gonna happen. Dude, all you guys, all you New York guys don't understand. Like that was all. It's fake. Like he got shot, he survived. His that's why you can't. There's no body. There was no body. He got cremated. How do you get cremated? He's either Christian or Muslim, right? But cremation is like a Buddhist, Hindu thing, and he got cremated. Why? Because he took off to like Haiti or Cuba, wherever he is. But he's definitely alive, and he's coming out after this Diddy bullshit comes out. Diddy goes to jail. Pac comes out, and Pac's gonna be like, I'm back.
You guys get cremated Hindus?
Yeah,
I want to get cremated, and people are like, "What are you Jewish? Is that the Jewish thing?"
No, Jews, I think very.
I mean, Jewish. You can't. That's the one religion you can't do that.
Yeah.
No, and I was like, I want to get. So I said it to like.
Why do you want to get cremated? Think it'd be cool.
I just feel like it's like.
You want to be different?
Yeah. I don't even think that's different. It's like you either get buried or cremated. There's nothing else. They can freeze my body like Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's what's funny with the P. Diddy thing, and now they're like connecting all the ties way back to the Biggie and Tupac situation to like. And then there was this meme going around yesterday where it's like it's Biggie and Diddy in the recording studio, and they're sitting next to each other, and Biggie's looking over at Diddy like this, like with some weird eyes, and they're like,
I think Puffy killed. Puffy definitely killed Biggie too, dude.
I think he orchestrated it.
I think sure.
I think he orchestrated the Tupac one.
I think he orchestrated everything. I don't think he physically murdered anybody, but I do think he was. I definitely think he was part of all that stuff. He's a shady dude, bro. You know what's funny is that he's a bad boy. Is what he is.
Well, that's the whole joke, and that's actually my favorite song by that Mo Money Mo Problems.
Which one? Oh, I love.
That's my favorite song.
Such a great song,
dude. But yeah, you can make all those dumb jokes like, oh, his record label was Bad Boys. Like, yeah, obviously, but it's just like, if they got all this sex trafficking allegations and paperwork and recordings or whatever, and it all comes out in court, I mean, he's definitely doing some sketchy stuff, like leaving his
kids. He left his 2 sons behind. That's kind of shady, dude. That's not what you don't do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like Tony Soprano, like he wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? That's not like real mafia shit. That's like, yeah, I don't know.
Plus, I feel like for the police to be able to get a warrant to raid your house, there has to be
something really bad. It's got to be. I mean, it's sad, man. Like he's probably it's probably that just underage sex trafficking. That's probably exactly what it is.
Do you think it's like these guy rappers, male rappers?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Usher
lived with him when he was young because he was
on Howard. He was on Howard Stern, and Howard goes. No, who's the black chick that Robin? Yeah. Robin goes, okay, you're a father now. Would you let your 14-year-old children hang out with Puffy? And he goes, hell no.
Really?
Yeah, and that's it. That was the end of the clip. So it's pretty scary. Like, Puffy was talking about wrestling with Usher when Usher was like 12. That's weird. You know, if that's your son, you're like teaching him how to fight. But if it's some random 12-year-old, you know, like, what are you doing? That's so creepy. Weird. That's like nuts.
It's just tying into everything now too, especially this, and then with this Nickelodeon documentary. It's just
oh my god, that shit's sad. Dude, that's not even funny.
Like, just look so dumb in these when they make these docs, and they're like, I was gonna call the police, but I'm like, no, but if my kid is under 18 and he's hanging out with a guy who's older than him at all, like more than a couple years older than him, like it's not happening. Like like I get we didn't grow up in Hollywood, like I didn't want to, like the Drake Bell thing, like I wasn't like going to audition when I was 5, and you do have some psycho. That's the thing I heard with Amanda Bynes. I heard her dad was nuts because he was a failed stand-up.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they're saying sucks. he was trying to live through her or whatever, and he was hard on her too. But it's just like, dude I'm never even gonna consider letting my kid be anywhere with a guy without me there. If it's for acting, but even in general, I wouldn't.
You shouldn't. It's your child. Yeah. Like if you have a babysitter, you have a nanny cam, so you can watch it. You're just gonna leave
and
your
exclusively
daughter.
hire female babysitters.
Yeah. You leave your daughter with some fat, like, did you see that guy? That guy was looking Jabba the fucking Hot.
I mean, that's
gross. He
literally looks like just a gigantic 12-year-old. Like, no wonder he wants to be around them.
Like, it's disgusting.
With his friggin' Partridge Family.
Bro, and apparently, apparently on the set, I didn't watch that show, but apparently on that set, they would disappear for hours doing
that's what they
the
say,
shoot.
Yeah.
And that's horrible. Why isn't somebody being like, where are you going? Can I come with you? At some point, these other people need to go to jail too, because you can't just be watching stuff like this. You know what I mean? I think, I don't know.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It's to whatever, there's definitely parts of it that make the adults and it makes it kind of seem like it was blown out of proportion, but then you find that there was actually 2 like legitimate pedophiles on the set, and one did, I guess, assault Drake Bell. But like there is instances where the parents are just morons, and like maybe this Dan Snyder didn't actually do any physical assault, but he was definitely a creep show.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. With kids, it doesn't matter if you're not like. Yes, of course, physical touching is a whole different thing, but like mentally, you can fuck. It's like you're 12 years old. You, like parents go to jail for that type of shit.
They
you know
should,
what I mean?
Too.
Like it's insanity.
It messed me up too because I actually like those shows. You're a little bit older than me.
Yeah,
but like
I liked Alex Mack. Alex Mack was one of the first like. I think that's where like there's certain women that got me into my love of generic looking white women, and it's like Alex Mack. It's definitely like number 1.
Yeah,
probably number 1. Yeah, I'm trying to think who number 2 was, but.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I just like every single show they talk
Buffy
about.
the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar. That was number 2. Just generic Midwestern. Yeah, it's my thing.
What's her face from Party of 5 and Scream? Nev Campbell.
Oh yeah, Nev Campbell.
Jessica Simpson.
Oh yeah, Jessica Simpson's hot though.
Even Amanda Bynes, like before she went nuts.
Oh yeah,
like,
I never. That was too. I was like too old for that.
Yeah, it was probably too.
Alex Mack was my thing.
But I don't know, dude. It is actually just wild. Now the thing is, these theories and or revelations are becoming so mainstream that it's almost just like. It's not even like, oh no, we're not even like think about it. It's like it's basically like this is it.
This is it.
And
they're not
no
theories.
Way to fully confirm everything, but like if this much is being said about former people and this much is being made for content, like documentaries, films, whatever else, then there has to be some sort of truth to all of it.
Of course, there's truth to all of it, dude. The reason it's called a conspiracy theory is because it's a theory, and until it's proven true, right? And a lot of these things are being proven true, and sometimes they get shot and they get killed, like the guy from Boeing. So like the engineer in Boeing, I don't know if you kept up with this, the Boeing engineer guy, okay, 30 years at Boeing, he takes pictures and has all these notes and evidence that Boeing wasn't up to safety standards on the 737 MAX, right? Or the plane's crashing. You've seen the pictures, like the doors are coming off or whatever. Yeah. They're using unlicensed screws and hinges or whatever. 30 years, goes to court, has a disposition, whatever the fuck the damn word is. I can't speak English because I grew up with Vietnamese people. Fucking Vietnamese people. I'll explain this later. Point is, he goes to court, does all this stuff, and then 2 weeks later, he kills himself in the parking lot. Gunshot to the head. Come on.
This is recent?
This is recent. Look this up.
Really?
No, he's a Boeing engineer. His wife goes on 2020 or some like legitimate news channel, like not like some nonsense, right? And goes, yeah, my husband would have never done this. And he told me jokingly at the dinner table, if I'm found dead, know that I didn't do it. He said that to his wife. This man's in his 60s. Look it up. Man is in his 60s.
And they found him in a parking lot with a gun next to him?
Gunshot, yeah.
Yeah, you could stage that. I mean, not to say easily, I would.
But why would he kill himself after 30 years at Boeing as an engineer, like educated? Like, well, this guy is not
behind it that they were going to get him for something?
No, that he was going to get Boeing. That he blew out he basically said the 737 engineers and the executives knew that there were faulty parts and they were endangering the lives of Americans. And it's true. 737 MAX have been canceled. This is a fact. It's not a conspiracy. You've seen the videos where the doors fall off, and basically he has evidence where like the CEOs and all these people signed off on it. He took pictures. He has recordings, illegal recordings, because he's not supposed to record these meetings. Right. And he's dead now. And no one's talking about the story. This is 2 weeks ago, bro. Like, so, one of the guys, one executive, senior executive, actually just like stepped down because of all the allegations. But of course, they killed him. Right. Like, that's not, to me, that's not a conspiracy. To me, like, the facts are there. The one guy that's going to take down a multi-billion-dollar government, defense contractor is murdered. I mean,
yeah, especially Boeing, where it's like the number one
in the world,
whatever,
number one in the world. Like, you know what I mean? And we could destroy the American aeronautic
air system, whatever.
But also one of the biggest American companies in the world.
Why is Boeing so? Why is like every plane to Boeing? Why is Boeing? There's
like two major companies. There's two major. There's Boeing and Airbus.
They just make the best planes. Basically?
Airbus is out of so after World War I and World War II, like a lot of money went into the defense programs to make engines because they wanted to fight Nazi Germany. Right. And so Airbus is originally a French company. Now it's owned by the European Union. So obviously they had the fighter jets and everything else, and they ended up being commercial airplanes. And then of course Boeing made a lot of engines and jets and everything else, and GTGs, they make gas turbines, generators, and then they they became a big commercial, yeah. Damn. And it's all heavily regulated by the government.
There's so many stories like that too. It's like the guy who did the I'm gonna botch this, but he was a journalist and he went to. Oh crap! I don't know. I'm gonna screw this. Rogan talks about it. Some journalist he went to work on some story, and it was gonna expose something bad, or he started to expose something bad. As a young guy, I forget his name. He was I think he was on Rogan back in the day. Anyway, I forget the gist of the story, but he just one day he's driving down like La Cienega or some crap, and he just gets into a wreck. No other cars, and his car like just explodes while he's driving down the street.
They're killing.
And it's like
people.
There's no way that's happening naturally.
Yeah, there's no way that's happening naturally, just randomly.
And it was something with the CIA. I think he was gonna out the CIA for something, and then he's just like driving home one day or driving down the street in L.A. and his car just explodes. They said They said he got into a fatal car wreck because he was speeding or something, and I'm like.
Bro, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. They always tell you this stuff. It's kind of like, oh, this guy's gonna expose something. Oh, he just got into a car crash. Oh, how convenient, dude! Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Michael Hastings.
He's
American journalist. He was big for covering the Iraq War.
All right, there you
And
go.
that's how he like got known.
There you go. The whole Iraq war was a conspiracy theory that they had weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
They didn't. That was a lie. And I remember back then all these liberals, Jon Stewart, The Daily Show, all these people were called conspiracy theorists.
Right.
Because they kept saying it didn't exist. I remember Vietnam, where all these liberals were like, we're losing the war. We're using napalm and all this stuff to kill these poor Vietnamese people. Mm-hmm. And that was a conspiracy theorist. You were a conspiracy theorist if you believed that. And that ended up being true, which is why a lot of people believe in conspiracy theories, because after 20, 30 years, they're like, oh, yeah, that was true.
That's like my thing. Well,
like, get the fuck out of here.
That's exactly like my thing. I brought it up on the last podcast because I'm just like, I'm not like your classic conspiracy theorist, like I'm not even below hardcore. I'm not a theorist at all. But you sit down with someone who has done a lot of research and believes heavily in a topic, and then they explain it to you, and then you think about it all, and it's been however many years, you could flip me in like 5 minutes.
Right. It's so easy because the proof is there, right?
Yeah.
And it's switched from left to right now, because now all the people that believe in conspiracy theories are these right-wing nut jobs. But back in the day, the people that believed in the conspiracy theories were the left-wing nut jobs. You know that the definite, like the term conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory. So essentially in the 1960s, a lot of these hippies, a flower in the gun hippies. You've seen that picture, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lady that's putting a flower in a gun picture.
Crap, yeah.
Exactly. So liberals were saying we're losing Vietnam. People are dying. We're doing all these horrific crimes to women and children in Vietnam, right? And so the CIA, the FBI, the U.S., we don't want bad publicity. We can't say America is committing all these crimes, which we always are. Right. Always committing crimes, America. So they start calling these people conspiracy theorists. Then they start spreading lies about, these people believe in Bigfoot. These people believe in the Loch Ness Monster. And then so now you associate conspiracy theorists with some idiot in his basement, like talking about Sasquatch, and it's like just dumb stuff. But they made all that up. The term conspiracy theory comes from it was a CIA plot to make the hippies look like crazy people. Even the word hippie was just nobody. People didn't call themselves hippie. No, we're hippies. No, right. The word hip. Oh, these fucking goddamn hippies, right? And then so they go on TV. They're in their suits and ties, and they bring the dumbest pothead that they could find, some idiot,
right,
to say something dumb about Sasquatch. And like, you want to believe these people about Vietnam? No, we're winning Vietnam. We're not doing anything bad. The people want to be liberated. That's complete fucking lie. And that the right had power, so they had to put the left down, and now the left has power, and so they're putting all the people on the right that are saying legitimate things about what's going on in the Middle East and everywhere else. They're like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Like, no, it's another war. We're doing bad things.
Yeah, it's almost just like parts of it are just fact at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So staying on that, what are some topics you had today that you are? Because I can't wait to have guests on this show who are like literally like, you have like your classics, like your JFK assassination, 9/11, all this other stuff, which I'm sure I'm going to touch on over the course of episodes. But some people are bringing up, like, I've been talking to comics. Some people are bringing something up to me like I never even heard of. I'm just like, all right, like I have no idea what that is even about. But what do you? But even if it's hyperbole or not, if you actually genuinely believe in this.
So I believe in this one.
All right, hit me.
I absolutely believe in it, and I remember. No, for real, I'm being completely serious. You're gonna think I'm a crazy person. All right, so Tom Brady, the Patriots, 2001, the Super Bowl, which was actually held in the 2001 Super Bowl against the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders. Okay, so just
shout out the Raiders.
Just baseline here, okay? You have the New England Patriots, and then you have the freaking Oakland Raiders. Okay, so let me set the stage here.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think of when you think of Oakland? You think of
I've never been there. Bay Area.
Yeah, but back in the day, you think of crime.
Oh yeah.
You think of black people. The Raiders. That's crime. That's literally okay.
Raiders is like pirates, right?
They're pirates.
Yeah.
They're pirates. They're old age terrorists, right? That's what they were. They were terrorists, right? They were burning ships down. They were okay.
Look at the Somali pirates.
And what do you think? What do you think of when you think of New England?
Pride America.
White America. Red, white, and blue. The fucking logo of the Patriots it's a Patriot.
It's like who you would think was fighting in the war.
Exactly. It's Mel Gibson with
George
that flag. You know, it's Mel Gibson with that flag. You've seen that movie, right? It's a Patriot. It's a white guy. It's a Patriot. It's America. Fucking Tom Brady with his blue eyes.
It's Boston. It's the first city in the.
Yeah.
What came first, Boston or Philly? It was one.
Who cares? It's Boston.
Yeah.
It's New England.
That's what historical thing to start our country happened in Boston.
Dude, so it's Tom Brady with his blue fucking eyes, blonde hair, sunken ass, fucking heroin face, okay? With the fucking, and he's in the snow, and he's in heat tuck rule.
And this is his first break because this is
his first break,
in the league
dude.
for a year or two already.
And they gave the tuck rule. You've seen this. Yeah. They gave the call to Brady. Brady wins the Super Bowl.
The young white model,
young bride, white America, against fucking
Oakland.
Oakland.
Who the quarterback was for Oakland? Who was it?
Yeah,
Garcia?
I don't even fucking know. But Garcia, like you think they're gonna let fucking guy named Garcia win?
I could be way off on that. My buddy's like a diehard Raider fan.
So then you go. All right, Shank, I get it. Another sports thing. What is this? How is this a conspiracy? How is the government involved? Oh, blah blah blah. What happened in 2001? What happened in September 2001?
So this would be about 6 months before, right? Because the Super Bowl's in
No. Super
January.
Bowl. Yeah, Super Bowl was in January of 2002 because the 2001 Super Bowl
right.
because the season.
So 6 months before, or 4 months before.
4 months before the Super Bowl,
we had
Raiders, right? We had terrorists, Raiders, like fucking brown people.
We had those fucking dirty Muslims.
Fucking dirty Muslims. Attack the fucking Twin Towers, right?
Yeah.
So the Super Bowl happens. Who are you gonna let win? A bunch of fucking guys named the Raiders in black and silver, or red, white, and blue Tom fucking Brady. That's not conspiracy theory. But think about it. Think about it. This is because it's true.
But I could combat you by just saying, first of all, yeah, I get it, to make it like in the media and to make it like just the names. What do you think? The Raiders are all from the Middle East? They're from the States. They're all American football players.
But the fans. Look at the fans of the Raiders, man. They're painted with these weird things, and they look. Bro, they're fucking Mexican. I grew up in LA, man. They're Mexicans and they're black. And Oakland, yeah, and they're yes, exactly. Ex-cholos.
The Raiders,
ex-cholos.
I've said this. The Raiders fan base is exclusively Mexicans and 65-year-old black guys.
That's what it is.
That's the Raiders.
They don't want that to win. They don't want that to win. They want sunken face New England, old blonde lady, Robert Kraft, a little fucking
the American boy Tom Brady, who went on to become the greatest player of all time, the greatest quarterback of all time.
All American boy.
Funny, dude.
It's true.
What can you do?
Look at it. They fucking in the snow in New England. Bro, when you think of New England, what do you think? You think of America, dude.
Yeah. You think of Boston,
right?
You think of America.
Yeah, you don't think Oakland. Like here's the thing, Oakland. Here's the other part.
New England covers 4 states, for God's sake. 5.
Exactly. That's the thing, dude. And the Raiders have been in a couple of cities. L.A. Nobody thinks of L.A. as a white city. That's a Mexican city. L.A. Los Angeles, the fucking Angels. Oakland's a black city. Oakland's always been a black city. And then now
Boston's white.
Yeah, now they're in Vegas, which is just desert white people. Nobody likes desert white people. They're and they're gross. And New England's not even a real place.
Where?
It's New England. It's not a real place.
No, it's like 5 different states.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Was like
filled with who? Whites.
Yeah. Literally, all the states New England covers are possibly the whitest states in the whole country.
Waspy white too.
Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. Yeah. That's New England.
Waspy white people too. No Jews, none of that shit.
You got a couple
Not
minorities.
even no Italians, none of that.
You got a couple minorities in Southie and Providence in all 5 of those states, and that's about it.
That's it. So yeah, and not a conspiracy theory. It's true. They wanted Tom Brady to win. They didn't want anybody from. They didn't want Oakland, L.A., Vegas. They didn't want the Raiders to win. That's it. Like how crazy is for you to believe that George Bush makes a call like, hey, we can't have these people called the Raiders win the Super Bowl after we just got attacked.
I think the Patriots were the underdogs because nobody knew Brady. This was Brady's first year.
No one knew.
Or his second year, but like his first year playing.
Yeah. Fucking 6-foot white guy.
Or he replaced, what's his face? He replaced Bledsoe during the season, I think.
Exactly.
Bledsoe got injured. That's what happened.
Right,
Bledsoe got injured and he replaced him.
Well, Bledsoe was like 5. He
was older, too.
He was also 4'11". You can't have a hero that's like can't have a
Brady's like 6'5".
He's like 6'5". Bledsoe's Brady's got the cheekbones and everything. Look this up. Like it's real. Telling you. So not a conspiracy theory.
Dude,
facts.
I've actually never heard that theory, and it's pretty funny, honestly.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny when you talk to like a drunken cholo. If you talk to a drunk Mexican guy, to this day they'll bring it up. You go to bars in LA, they'll bring up the tuck rule. They're like, goddamn 9/11.
The tuck rule because of 9/11. That is the basis of this theory.
I'm telling you, dude.
That is hysterical, dude.
So the guy that pitched me on this guy pitches me on this in like 2008 or something like that. You know, obviously a long time after 9/11. And I'm like, oh, you're a nutcase. And then I start Googling it, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is true.
Dude, that's true.
This is
Also,
completely true.
the older you get, the more inclined you are to, like, believe this stuff.
Oh, yeah, because you get dumber.
You get dumber, you do, but also people around you are just, like, talking about it nonstop. Like, you don't have any 13, 14-year-olds there when you're in, like, high school and stuff just talking about conspiracy theories.
You don't have new thoughts, but also because of stuff like the CIA, because of JFK, because of the crack epidemic in L.A., Reagan selling crack to black people, which was a conspiracy theorist. Now we know Contra and everything was true. Right. So you start learning all this stuff slowly. WMDs. We lied about it. Iraq didn't have the weapons. We just attacked them for oil. Oh, then you start believing it. But yeah, dude, come on. You make a phone call. Tuck rule, cool. They win. That's it.
That's a facts theory. You heard it here first, guys. On YooHoo, the Raiders should have won.
Raiders
coming from a guy from LA. That is hysterical, dude. That's what I like. I never even heard that theory. That's hilarious.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's true, and they haven't won since.
No, they've actually been horrendous since. They're actually horrible, always. They literally cannot even, like, make the playoffs.
Been horrible since, man.
Raiders fans are miserable.
At
least the Patriots are terrible now, too, though.
But not for much longer. I feel like they'll be fine. I feel like all we need, as soon as dumb Biden starts another war, and we start losing some war, they're gonna be good again, because that's just the way it works, man.
I can't wait for our next war.
Can't wait for our next war.
Dude, honestly,
I'm happy that we're too old to be in war. Like we can't get drafted. Thank God.
I could probably still get drafted.
You think so?
I don't think it'd ever be like that, though. We're just like, we would just drop a bomb before we'd have to enlist.
That's true. We
citizens.
just
I don't think we'd even get to
blow something up.
Yeah. I honestly think, and not to say that I'm either side. Let's be honest. Trump's gonna be the president again.
Yeah, he's gonna be president.
I don't think that there will be any threat of wars as long as Trump is in.
Right, because
I think all the other leaders are afraid of him because they know he's like
because he's nuts. Because he's mentally insane.
Press a button. I feel like
mentally insane. Yeah. If somebody gave him $1 million to nuke a country, he'd be like, yeah, sure, he'll do it. Yeah. Zero morals.
Especially with all these charges, he's got to. He owes like $500 million right now. He would.
Yeah, he's like, I'll go bomb a country right now. Just give me the money.
Can you bail me out?
Can you bail me out? I'll nuke a country.
Bail money.
Bro, guys. Oh my God, guys,
I just like
horrible.
And I could not. I can't emphasize this enough. I could not care less who's in the White House. I think it's all a disgusting joke. I do not want another 4 years of comics just doing Trump jokes. I'm gonna. I can't cry.
That's my biggest fear is that Trump gets elected and it's the same jokes we had 4 years ago, same stupid impersonations. Like we need something better.
My only hope is that since they did it for 4 years, that like maybe they just won't be as much of it because we've been through him.
It's the same shit.
He's too funny.
He's too funny
and say the craziest. Like it's just whatever. I don't even want to think about it. But
did you ever hear the theory that you ever see the movie The Producers or whatever? It's like an old classic movie. They remade it like a couple times.
Yeah. It was in a play too.
It was a play too. Yeah. So there's a theory that Trump is just like he was just pretending to run, like what 8 years ago. He just wanted like the media attention and he wanted some tax breaks for like political reasons.
Oh, he didn't mean to win.
He didn't.
Oh yeah, I heard. I think that's actually highly likely. That I've heard.
He was like, "You idiots are gonna vote for me."
That I've heard. And then he just had to. But then when he realized, he just had to lean into it and be like, "Yeah,
and make more money and make more money." Yeah.
I'm the greatest. Make America great again. Yeah. I think that's highly likely. Like if you like consciously going into that race and thinking like I could actually win this. I feel like you'd have to be a nut job.
There's no way.
But after the fact, and he got so many people on his side, and how he's so opposite of your classic politician. Right. Now I think that can be like I think that can happen again. Like I think a non-politician could win again in the future.
Well, it's going to continue to happen because people don't like politicians. They don't like the fact that they're constantly lying about stuff, and that they this moral taxing the crap out of people for obnoxious reasons. Right. It doesn't matter left or right. Everyone's taxing us, right? Yeah. So it's like they're going to vote for an asshole like Trump, who's everyone knows he's not a good person. No, he's a criminal.
He's probably. I mean, it's better, especially if you're like an entrepreneur or a business owner, or like in terms of the economy and stuff with the taxes and stuff. But Biden's a moron, Trump's a moron.
Yeah.
If you want to do that job, you're not a moron. You have some sort of intelligence, obviously, but like you're a psychopath or a sociopath.
You got to be a sociopath to want to lead, the free world.
Lead the one country in the entire world that is in the midst of every
war,
issue in
every
the world.
Country, everything.
Every conflict that goes on in this country, there's Americans involved somehow.
It's Hey, did you hear the story of Jill Biden? When Kamala Harris came to the White House for the first time, she like made her cookies or whatever, and Kamala Harris was like really pissed off.
They were gingerbread cookies?
I don't know what kind of cookies they were. That would have been funny if they were gingerbread cookies. It was just half white, half black cookies.
They're black and white cookies?
They're black and white
My favorite cookies, black and white cookies, are the best cookies. I'm on record. It's just like, Kamala, can we just be friends, please?
Oh my God! And so she hates Jill or whatever. I guess they hate each other.
Jill Biden.
That's so funny, man.
Dude, I don't even.
All right, what's another like crazy conspiracy theory that you've been pitched that you could possibly, because I got a few more I can gladly talk about.
I've been so far. I've really just been pitched the basic ones, the ones I know about for the most part. I'm more of a like if you look at my YouTube, if you went onto my YouTube right now and saw what my algorithm, what they suggest you, I'm much more intrigued by unsolved things.
Okay.
So like a lot of the videos and stuff I watch,
Unsolved mysteries,
yeah, okay. Or famous missing persons cases who just like disappeared into thin air.
Yeah.
And the slight theory that they faked their death and started a new life, which is always unlikely. They always died somehow. But when but my thing is when the body's never recovered and there's no evidence and there's no body and there's no whatever, that's the stuff that intrigues me the most usually. But for conspiracies, yeah, I mean just your classics: JFK, Hitler,
moon landing,
escape to South America. Moon landing is big. I've gotten that from multiple
Tupac,
people. I know multiple people who genuinely don't think we landed on the moon. Tupac being alive, Michael Jackson was murdered. A lot of famous people who were murdered. But it came out that they overdosed or whatever else. But Kurt Cobain was murdered. A lot of stuff like that. But
so you don't get into like the deep science. So I like the science one. So like,
hit me.
So obviously we agree the Tom Brady thing is real. Like there's no reason it's not real. The science thing that blows my mind is, so there's this idea, this concept that like Adam and Eve, and the whole concept of Adam and Eve was that like humans used to live on this planet and we fucked up the planet, like climate change and all that, and then we had to leave. We had to leave to like Mars or Venus or somewhere else, and then we fucked up that planet. And then by like millions of years go by, Earth is back to normal. Earth finally grows. It's like COVID. Like during COVID, we were all staying in the house and like grass was growing through the concrete. You know what I mean? You remember that? It's beautiful.
It was the best thing
like
for
the Earth is like,
Earth.
yes, we need more COVID, please. Like put these assholes. And so then like basically they send a woman and man from God knows what planet or galaxy to like Earth, and they're like, go back and like just repopulate in case we don't fix climate change. They come here on a spaceship, and that spaceship was the meteor that killed like the dinosaurs. I don't believe in dinosaurs, but that's a whole different thing. They don't have dinosaurs in Sri Lanka. Dinosaurs are only taught in first world countries. It's a fucking conspiracy theory. No third world. No one in India is like, oh, dinosaurs. There's no Indian kid. There's no Indian kid that's wearing a Brontosaurus Rex no.
I don't know. Did you ever see a saltwater crocodile? That looks like a real living dinosaur.
Once again, not in India. Like they just don't.
But they live in India though. You guys get some dangerous animals out there.
We do have a lot of dangerous animals.
That whole area scares me.
That's true. Southeast Asia in general is a fucking scary ass place.
Yeah, so it's like people who like go back and forth to Australia and Southeast Asia. I'm like, I had no interest in going over there.
Oh, have you been to Australia? It's so
I get
scary.
bit by one spider and you're done.
Oh, you're done. You're dead. Australia is so scary. I didn't believe. So here's the thing. I will admit I'm a little bit stupid because I didn't believe in kangaroos. I thought it was like made up. I thought it was just some drunken
so, like, human-like.
I thought it was just a drunken British guy, Australian guy. I thought it was a tourist thing. I went there and they're fucking real and they're the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. Australia.
Oh, you've been to Australia?
I went to Australia and wallabies. You know what these guys? Do you know what wallabies are?
Aren't they like koalas?
No, man. Wallabies are like miniature fucking kangaroos. They're like midget kangaroos.
Little people,
they're
kangaroos.
Like little whatever, midget fucking wallop, whatever. They're real. So anyway, so I am a little bit stupid.
Didn't know that.
But back to the theory. So
Yes.
So then the meteorite, the spaceship is the meteor that ends up killing the dinosaurs, and And basically, like, like not God, but like, the guy is telling Adam and Eve, like the first people that came to Earth, like, hey, don't fuck it up. We need this planet to be good. Like, follow the rules or whatever. Don't be fucking around doing stupid shit. And then whatever, she eats the apple and shit. So the whole idea is that, we are the aliens that keep fucking up the planets. And I'm kind of like, if you look at climate change, you look at the fact that humans are horrible to Earth, and the fact that the Earth like did really well when we went inside our houses and stopped using stuff. I was like, oh, that's
like, obviously
interesting.
the Earth will always be fine. It's just the humans are going
to destroy it. I hate when people say we need to save the Earth. We don't need to save the Earth. Like, we need to save ourselves, because the Earth is going to be completely fine. Like, Earth will figure it out.
Yeah.
Like,
see, that one is much more like scientific, in depth, like actual,
right. It's like a real. It could be a real thing.
Legitimately real.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. I'm just like, I'm so, and people get. I'm so like, I don't know. People get. I'm just very. I don't like to use the term anti, but me. I'm not like a religious person.
Yeah.
By whatsoever. Like, I actually don't like I'm not one of those preachers like, oh, Matthew, don't like. Nothing like that. All my friends believe in religions do this.
By the way, it's Good Friday. Happy Good Friday.
Good Friday, yes. Yeah. And I am actually not going home for Easter against my dad's will.
Why? Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why do you people? Why do you Catholic? You're Catholic.
People.
Why do
Catholic, yes.
why do you call it Good Friday? Shouldn't it be Bad Friday?
No, it's Good Friday because you're done with you're done. Lent is over, so you're done with your fasting or whatever you gave up.
But today is the day.
Jesus rose.
No, man, that's Easter, bro.
Oh, see,
today's the day Jesus.
And I learned this in CC. We had to go to this thing called catechism, which is like Sunday school, and they taught me all this. And I don't even know.
Catechism sounds really scary.
We just called it CCD, but it was the full term.
Sounds
catechism.
like the catacombs.
No, Good Friday. There's a term for. There's a reason it's called Good Friday. I forget what it is.
Today was the day that Jesus was crucified by the Romans.
That's it.
Under the guidance or whatever of King David.
Damn, you're more knowledgeable than me. Good Friday is a Christian holiday observing the crucifixion of Jesus and his death at Calvary.
Yeah, once again, I grew up with Mexicans, Mexican Catholics. So.
Oh yeah, is Mexicans are heavily Catholic, right?
Heavily Catholic. I used to go to I used to go to mass. I used to go to mass. I used to go to like Sunday, like Easter Sunday stuff.
You did all that stuff.
Raiders fans. So it's just.
Just Mexicans.
It's just Mexicans.
A bunch of Mexicans.
It's just a bunch of Mexicans.
Couple Hollywood whites and you.
Just Mexicans in the Easter Bunny outfit. The Easter Bunny's got like an eye patch because it's a Raider fan. It's a Raider fan.
In East LA, when you for tradition,
tuck rule, bro. That shit was George Bush.
East LA, the tradition, for the Mexicans, how you go to the mall, you get your photo taken with the Easter Bunny, but he's got an eye patch.
He's got an eye patch. He's a Raider fan. He's a fucking Raider fan.
And it's really just a black guy in a mask. So he's like, dude, at least let me wear my Raiders merch, all right? If I got to take pictures with these smelly kids.
True, bro. So, but yeah, it should be called like. So today was a day that that he was crucified, died for our sins, and then Sunday is when is the third day when he was
he's risen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but how do you not? I love religion. I'm religious.
Yes.
I did a lot of like Catholic, like Mexican girls or whatever. Mostly because like compared to Mexicans, like I'm tall. So like no, it's not.
No, I know.
I mean, it's a bit. I do this bit, but the truth of I didn't know I was short until I came to like. So I started traveling for work.
I knew I was short immediately, but you came from a Mexican culture.
I came from Los Angeles.
No Sri Lankans or Indians really in LA. Like there is obviously.
I mean,
there
are, but there's not that many. In the neighborhood I grew up in. Because like
dude, Jersey and New York, just Indians galore.
Yeah.
Obviously, like my best friend growing up was Indian.
See, where I grew up, it was mostly Mexicans and lots of Asians and like
some whites.
Couple of whites, but like a lot of Vietnamese people, also fucking tiny ass people.
A lot of
Koreans tiny. Like I'm saying, like they're not. I was like, oh, I'm average height. Maybe I'm tall.
East Asia and South Asia are very short.
We're short ass people. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know something about the food.
We're short.
But like, Amsterdam and you go there, those people are fucking giant. So I go to Chicago for work and I'm like, oh my god, I'm the smallest person.
Oh,
yeah. Dude, and so I'm just like, oh man, I'm tiny, and like I'm trying to pick up a girl looking like this, like, hey, you look like Alex Mack, like I'm like looking up at her, and fucking everyone there just looks like Caden Clark.
All those like Norwegian and Swedish, anybody from the Midwest,
dude.
Ohio, Minnesota,
the Midwest, everybody,
gigantic.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just Vikings. That's why they're all good at football and wrestling.
Yes, and Caden Clark is from Iowa. Cone Fred,
shocker.
like
she's 6'9".
Yeah, just a massive. You think she's a
guy?
Yeah, you said it, not me. I wouldn't say those things.
I haven't really watched her play. I know
She's incredible.
comedian Andrew.
She's so good.
Comedian Andrew
Caitlin Clark's a
Schultz.
baller.
Oh, so that's what I was trying to tell you outside. JJ Redick was on Flagrant, Schultz's podcast, and he was like, "I could be. What do you think? Do you think Schultz could beat Caitlin Clark?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, I mean, it's a bit, but like he's like, I could beat Caitlin Clark. And
JJ can?
No, Schultz.
Nah, dude, Caitlin Clark's a baller, bro.
Yeah, like
She's
even though it's
baller.
women's college basketball, she's like the best one player by a far stretch.
Not only that, she's shooting jumpers from the freaking logo, dude. So how are you gonna block
and she's probably
that?
like 21 and like what?
Nah,
6'9",
you're not beating
6'10".
her. Nah, she's a legitimate basketball player.
Does she run? Is she like tall and she also runs the floor? Or is she like a center?
No, she's tall. She runs the floor. She crosses over.
I think that's just the game now. Like
she's like
literally
crossing
people are
over
being,
women.
Like even 7-footers. For some reason, 7-footers are even just being bred into run. Like Jokic and all that. The guys like these 7-footers, but they can pull up from three. They can dribble across.
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago, that like wasn't a thing. Like the center. The classic center doesn't exist anymore.
I agree with you. I also didn't believe in Eastern Europeans for a long time. Like, I didn't understand the concept of it. I was like, there's like these cool Europeans that are like rich and have good food, and then you have Russians. I didn't know there was like this whole like section in the middle of like poor.
Oh yeah, horrible
like,
food, ugly but tall, like jacked.
Yeah,
not ugly. Like Sweden, Switzerland has some, and like some of those.
No, but I'm saying those are like the rich white Europeans. I'm talking about like Lithuania, Serbia, these
Slovakia,
fucking fucked up countries.
Romania.
Yeah, like these like
gross countries.
Yeah, these gross countries. These horrible countries. I was like, why would anybody want to live there? What happened? I mean, I know what happened, but like, what the hell happened in that area? It's fucking horrible.
I have no idea.
And the conspiracy theories there are out of control.
That's why having people like you on the pod, because I'm like I need people like it's pitch me on conspiracies, but also just educate me because I'm so ignorant when it comes to science, religion, geography. Like it's stuff that just doesn't interest me. I just don't know that much about. And there's like 2 or 3 topics in the world that I could school you on, but that's it.
Dude, the shit that, and a lot of those people are also Catholic. A lot of those people are, super religious.
Yeah.
Like Easter Sunday on Eastern Europeans.
I like talking, I like learning about religion, and obviously some of my friends are religious, family. My dad is extremely religious. I just don't enjoy. I'm just not into it. But not to say like I don't shit on it. I kind of just like I'm like a neutral. I just don't really like talk about it. But some people come on and explain stuff to me, and like even like my mom, my mom was like pretty religious growing up, raised Irish Roman Catholic, and her thing is she's still a religious person and like believes in Christ, believes in a lot of the stories, knows some of it's hyperbole, obviously the Bible, whatever, blah blah. She is just Catholic Church because of the corruption. Well,
yeah, of course. Once again, another conspiracy theory, right?
So my mom legitimately, and it was part of the reason not to say I'm an atheist, but like I'm obviously not a religious person, but like my parents, we'd go to church every single weekend my entire childhood. One day, my mom was like, fuck this. She stopped going to church exclusively because of the corruption and the pedophilia and all that stuff. She's still like Catholic, but she's like, I don't believe in what these people are doing at the church, taking money, pedophilia, all that other stuff. So she's like, I'm not going to church anymore. My dad was pissed, and I'm like, oh, this is great, because like I didn't want to go to begin with, but that also gave me an out. But like my dad still goes to church like every single week.
Yeah, I mean, look, organized religion. I mean, I get it.
The organized part is just like, obviously, you're spiritual, believe what you want. Like, you're Hindu. Yeah. Also, Hinduism and Buddhism fascinates me so much more. And I was raised Catholic. I don't know why. Like, I kind of like the polytheistic.
Polytheism
interests me more. Polytheism. You guys got like gods that are like elephants with like 6 arms. That's just like cooler than some old white guy.
Yeah.
And Buddhism, like, it's more spiritual and pure. I feel like Hindu and Buddhism is more spiritual and pure, and Catholic and Muslim and Jewish are more like just hardcore, like this happened, that happened.
That's true. It's a lot more structured. Our people have no structure.
Yes.
Like you could like if you
What?
No, I'm just thinking about driving.
You see the elephant with 6 arms?
Yeah, I was just laughing at you.
Well, dude, I did a project on her in college. I did a project on. I took a world religions class.
Okay.
Against my, like I said, I'm not even
against
religious.
your will.
Not even against my will. I don't remember why. I went to a Catholic college like an idiot and spent $6 million. So I think one Catholic class was required. Seton Hall University.
Oh, nice. Are they in the tournament right now or no?
No, they weren't bad this year, but I don't think they got in. But I took a world religions class, and one of the assignments was like some component of religion, and I picked Hinduism because it interests me the most.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it, but I did like a project on like Ganesh and just the polytheism aspect of it.
Nice.
And it just interests me more. But like, yeah, you guys have like hundreds of gods, right?
Fucking hundreds of gods. You know, we have like hundreds of gods, and then you go to South India and there's like Christians. There's like there's Sri Lankan Tamil Christians. They're like Malayali Christians in South India, and I'm always kind of like, really, like our 100 gods aren't good enough for you. You had to pick like the old white guy.
Right.
Like this is why you gave up, like, you know, one of the oldest religions in the world for this. It's insanity.
Religion, there's so many, and India is a lot like America, where there's multiple religions.
Yeah,
right?
everybody's there.
You got Christian and you got Muslim,
Christians, Muslims,
India, right?
Hindus, Catholics. There's Indian Christians and Indian Catholics, and as always, they don't get along.
Right.
And the churches are very different. You got Buddhists, obviously. You got Hindus, and you got Muslims, obviously. I don't think there's as many like Jewish people there, but other than that, yeah.
What is yeah, I don't know. We didn't really. Well, the Adam and Eve thing was interesting, but
yeah. So the Adam and Eve conspiracy theory is interesting because it's not really a conspiracy, right? It's not like the government got together and decided to do this. The Adam and Eve theory is the theory that humans like the aliens in the world are us.
Yes.
And we would just keep going around destroying different worlds and different planets.
In that case, though, wouldn't we have been off this planet by now?
No, we're going to be off this planet soon, eventually, right? If you look at the numbers, like the planets are slow, the Earth is falling apart, and people are trying to get out, right? So like Musk is trying to, you know, whatever, get us to Mars or whatever. Yeah. You know, I'm just saying, like, so it's not even like if you really think about it, we as a people are like, with the exception of like gorillas and apes and, you know, that whole thing, like, we don't look like anybody else on this planet.
Right.
It's just that and us, right? So, I mean, once again, not really a conspiracy, because it's not like the government got together and decided that they want us to do this or that. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's another one. Like, I can't wait to do an episode on aliens and UFOs and all that. And there's like a brand new documentary coming out on Netflix. I watched the trailer yesterday, actually, about, because there's two guys who claim to be abducted by aliens, of course, and you know, those the stigma with that is like, oh, these are like crazy hillbillies that always come up with these stories, whatever, blah blah. But these were two guys from like the 60s or 70s or something who like claimed they did, and they like went to the like the police and like explained all these stories. It's like a famous two guys. I forget.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Anyway, and they're, you know, they claim to have been abducted, this and this, blah blah. And so obviously the cops are like, these guys are nuts. Like, there's no way, blah blah. So they leave the room and they leave the camera and like the recording on. They think they're gonna like come out of it like it's a bit and be like, oh, we're gonna, and they like genuinely still talking about like what happened to them, like they were probed, all this other stuff. So it's just like, I mean, it's just like, and that's what the documentary's about. And it's just like, are they nuts and they're just leaning into it really hard, or is it?
I don't know, man. You gotta.
I don't like. Have aliens been here? Like, with all the crap that came out. Remember at the White House a couple months back, and with all the files that are all the FBI files that like cannot be released at all.
And Trump goes, oh, I'm going to release all these files. He doesn't release the JFK files, right? He doesn't release Area 51 files,
right?
And then when somebody asked him, some like right wing nut job asked him. And Trump goes, if you saw what were in the files, you know why I didn't release it.
What does that mean, though?
It means that if the CIA was part of the plot. Have you watched?
But does it confirm that there's extraterrestrial that have been here?
I mean, I think
this is a theory.
So I absolutely think that we found alien technology.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe that just some scientist came up with the fucking microchip and all this shit. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. I don't care how smart you are. I think we found alien technology somewhere. It doesn't have to be America. It's very American-centric right now.
You watched the Bob Lazar Rogan episode? That was like a huge episode. He's the guy who worked on Area 51 in like the late 80s. Okay. And he comes out on Rogan and says straight up, like, I've seen an alien body. I've seen a spacecraft. I've seen this and this. So everyone thinks he's nuts, but he's like being genuine. Whether or not he was paid or he has having some mental issues or if he's genuinely telling the truth, and that was like a huge thing. And they made a documentary about his story. It's called like UFOs something and something. It's on Netflix. And this guy Jeremy Corbell produced it, and it's like so legitimate. And he explains his career as like a freaking legitimate scientist working at Area 51. And he's like, "No, I've seen an alien. Like I've seen this all."
I believe it. But you know what's weird about all this stuff is, it's very like American centric.
Right. That's the thing. I feel like they don't talk about. I'm not a world traveler at all. You are. Like, my girlfriend's been to like every other country. I feel like aliens are only talked about in the States.
It's a very fucking weird American thing. So I'm kind of like, it's like the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are an American conspiracy. They don't exist in any other country. You honestly, you go to Japan, there's no kid wearing like a brontosaurus. Yeah, because it's not real.
Dude,
it's
guys,
American nonsense to sell Legos, toys, cartoons. The dinosaurs do not exist. It's nonsense.
You heard it here first on YOOHoo from Shank Kumar.
Dinosaurs are not real.
Dinosaurs are not real, but aliens are.
Aliens are real. Dinosaurs are purely an American thing. It could be. It could be the same thing.
You can just make a theory out of everything.
How come they don't have dinosaur museums in India? They don't have dinosaur museums in Japan or China. It's just America. Oh, look at we found these bones. Fucking nonsense, bro. Not real.
I don't know.
It's so American. It's to sell those stupid pajamas.
Dude, but do you remember? Literally, do you have one more theory, or is that what it was?
No, I am
alien thing?
I am a massive conspiracy theorist.
You said you came in with three primarily. You did the Adam and Eve one and the Tom Brady one.
Yeah.
Because what I wanted to just touch on was do you remember I feel like not even that long ago, maybe 10 years or less.
Yeah.
People were just like, oh, I believe in aliens. Oh, you're nuts. There's no such thing as aliens. It was almost like Bigfoot. Like, it's just ridiculous. Blah, blah.
Right.
Now, I feel like literally within the past maybe year to 18 months, you say that with all the CIA and FBI and all this stuff that's come out, documentaries, be like, yeah, they probably were here, and it's almost just not even a big deal.
It's not even a big deal.
It's like, yeah, they're probably here.
They're like,
what are
fuck it, why
until
not? We don't have anything to do.
We don't have anything to do with it. My thing, I said this before. I was like, dude, until they take us over, or there's a war, and they're actually War of the Worlds, and they're trying to kill us. What are we gonna do? Maybe they come, we don't see them. Or there's people who see them have experiences, and they don't. Unless something happens to me, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, they were here, they weren't here. But 15 years ago, that would have been crazy to even think about it.
And now it's yeah, it happened. Yeah. Let it go.
It just flips now.
Yeah, just let it go.
So with everything, it's like the pedophilia thing. It's like, no, there's no way. Epstein
never happened. That island wasn't real. Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, there's probably all these sex rings.
So if you look up, so the Epstein thing is crazy, man. So if you look up, and his name wasn't mentioned, but somebody got this. I remember I was in high school. And so when Melinda and Bill Gates got married, Bill had a clause in his marriage agreement that
we probably had a couple clauses.
that he could spend a couple of weeks without her knowing somewhere else doing bad stuff. Ooh, and she signed it.
I would love to put.
And somebody has a copy, they took a picture of it or whatever of this legal agreement. And then of course the theories about him going to this island and a sex island and all this stuff. The Simpsons has a weird episode about it or whatever. And eventually it ended up being Epstein. And then Epstein came into play and all that stuff, so it's a lot of this stuff is just slow burn. So you call it conspiracy theorists in the beginning, and then you're like, yeah, it happened. Who cares? It's not a big deal. What? What do you mean it's not a big deal? This is horrible.
That's the thing. I feel like everything's so mainstream now that it's just yeah.
People just accept it. Bill Clinton was doing this horrible thing. Bill Gates was doing this horrible thing. But whatever.
I guess if people go to prison for it or get what's deserved
Nobody went to prison. Nobody went to prison for the Epstein thing.
I guess he died.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Nobody else went to prison. Hopefully, Puffy died. He didn't kill himself. Get the fuck out. Just like the Boeing guy killed himself. Get the
and Michael Hastings.
People aren't killing themselves. No, these people aren't killing themselves, dude.
Is that what was that your Epstein thing?
Yeah. I mean, I want to talk about the Boeing thing. The Boeing thing. That was the other one. Yeah. That was the other one. Those are because those are recent. The Boeing thing's recent.
I want to look into that. I never even knew about that. But with all these viral videos of the door blowing off and all this other issues, it's just dude, that was and us comics, God forbid we get some success soon, but we'd be on a plane every single weekend. So it's just you're constantly traveling.
I'm on a plane a lot.
That makes me nervous.
Dude, look it up. The guy shot at 30 years as an engineer, finds out that the government is using shitty parts and slave labor essentially overseas, importing.
Think about how much money he's making the U.S. government. Boeing's making the government.
Boeing makes all the weapons. Boeing is the government. They make all the weapons for everything. They make Air Force One, for God's sake. And the guy tries to expose it. Oh, and he killed himself. No,
that is wild.
Fucking lie.
That's wild.
Yeah, then that's not a theory too. He didn't. Think about it. In any other case, if Puffy killed himself right now, would you believe that?
No.
Hell no.
No, but the reason again, I'm not really conspiracy. I could see that because Epstein, he knew how screwed he was going to be. Let me kill myself and get myself out. It's a pussy way to go out. Everyone says suicide means you're selfish, but he's but that's why it's if Puffy did kill himself right now, it would confirm that his guilt.
It would confirm his
guilt. It would get him out of all the court, all the issue, all the potential prison, all the other stuff he's going to go through. That's why it's almost believed by. That's why I think it's believed by people.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, the reason they say Epstein didn't kill himself, someone killed him, was because he was going to go to court and expose all these other people.
Exactly.
All these whatever.
That's
so it's
why.
like, let's take him out now. So it's only on him.
That's the thing, because Epstein could have got out by being like, "Look, I'll give you files and pictures
and
names of like the biggest world leaders, the most powerful men in the world with little girls." And so then they're like, "Yeah, no, blah," and they shot him.
That's the thing.
That might happen to Puffy, because if you hear that shit, like Prince Harry was there. George Clooney, like all these big names for partying in the white party or whatever he calls it in Miami, and so I don't know,
dude. I don't. Yeah, the thing is, I think it's like I'm just so skeptical on a lot of that stuff, because it's just like there's no way every single Hollywood elite is doing something sketchy. I'm sure a lot of them are, but I'm sure it's not like every single one.
I don't think,
and they just think they're gonna get away with it, like a George Clooney or a Brad Pitt or a Leo. Some of these A-listers. I mean, Leo's basically out. He basically dates underage women. But like, it's just it's so hard to believe that all these rings or parties are going on and nothing has gotten out in the last however 30.
But see, everyone's got cell phones now. Everyone's got cameras now. Everyone's got social media now,
the
dude.
thing is with the Diddy parties was that everything was recorded purposely.
Yeah,
he could always use it to blackmail down the line.
Yeah, exactly. And so now he's gonna, You
ever see? I like when you were brought up before with The Simpsons. I love it when like cartoons like call stuff out, and it's not like blatant. You kind of have to like think about it for a second. Because like Family Guy and The Simpsons do it all. The Simpsons do it like that
all
old
the
9/11 one,
constantly,
and nobody knows if it's like real or not.
Yeah,
and it was pre-2001.
Yep.
And the Family Guy, because you know that director Bryan Singer, who's like supposed to be
fucking pedo. He's a horrible human being.
Oh, you know him.
Yeah.
He moved to Israel, like changed it, whatever. He
Oh, is that why he's not in? He's in Israel now?
No, he never got arrested for anything. He's in Israel.
He's literally, dude.
He directed
he directed all the X-Men movies, dude. And I'm a huge X-Men fan, by the way. Watch X-Men the '97 on Disney. It's amazing. I know Disney doesn't need a plug, but that show is amazing.
I've never
seen
incredible. One X-Men movie.
You haven't, but have you seen the cartoon? The cartoon's incredible.
I think I
Rogue. They took Rogue's ass out though.
I had some X-Men comics.
Have you seen like Rogue from X-Men?
Yeah.
So in the cartoons, in the old cartoons, she used to have like an ass, and in the new cartoons, she doesn't. It's like it's huge. Yeah. Just Google it. Yeah, they don't want to sexualize it. Storm's still hot though. Storm's still hot. Yeah.
Yeah, he also directed that Queen movie.
Did he?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's recent.
Yeah, it was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
It's horrible.
But he just moved to.
So these kids, he was raping like 14-year-old boys.
Like, how is this not like confirmed and convicted? And how is he not like?
No, they some of those poor boys settled.
Right.
Because the parents didn't want them to whatever, but it's just horrible, bro. Like, it's horrible because it's not even like. This is what gets me, like, as whatever, quote unquote minority. Like, these are like rich white people's young children, and the guy's still not going to jail. So imagine what's happening to poor, black and brown kids. Yeah. Like, that's insanity. Like, if you can get away with raping rich kids, like, imagine what you're doing to poor people. Right. But I don't know, that's sad,
dude. Well, that's what it says. Like, there's a Family Guy clip where it's like they do this is like, how they do the flashbacks over. This is like going to a Bryan Singer party, and it's literally just like a butler at a mansion door, and it's a line of like 15-year-olds, and Peter Griffin's in the front, and he's like, I'll show it to you right now, and I'm like,
that's
and the cap. It was like it was going around on Twitter or meme, whatever, and the caption was like, Seth MacFarlane was trying to tell us something, guys, like when all the Bryan Singer stuff was happening, and I'm like, how is he not going to get convicted?
They all
yet?
knew, everyone knew, and they don't care.
Watch this.
Oh man. Yo, that's horrible.
How crazy is
really
that?
nobody
Not
cares
of legal age
about
anywhere in the world,
and nobody cares about this.
And that's Seth
That's
MacFarlane.
fucking sad.
And he does that stuff a lot. I don't know
because he knows, because he's in Hollywood. He knows he's a good dude.
He's
he
like
knows.
the definition of a Hollywood. Like, he's so rich.
Yeah, he's so rich, but he knows because some people are
and he's super
dude.
lit. That's the thing,
Once again, Cat Williams. What did Cat Williams say? I'm the only person in Hollywood with a virgin ass, and he was talking about Puffy. He said Puffy wants to party.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's horrible, man.
All right, we'll end it there.
Puffy
Guys,
wants to party.
Follow Shank. He does comedy sometimes. What is Shank Mumbles on Instagram?
Shank Mumbles.
Follow him. He's leaving New York soon. I'm going to miss him so much. I'm going to go visit him every day. Follow the pod. We're on Instagram at YooHoo Pod. Follow me at Tom Zappia. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good day.
Peace.